Okay. We're back, y'all. Oh, that's so silly. Okay. Diving in here. I think we should be up and running. Can y'all hear me now? Okay. Yep, I can hear myself. All right. So this is a learning experience for all of us. So thank you for bearing with me. Yeah, super glad that y'all are here. Sorry about those technical difficulties. I know for me, thank you for bearing with me. Oops, I'm gonna mute myself. Sometimes we just can't control technology, and I'm not here to make your technology perfect, but I am here to help you kind of figure out these issues when they do happen. So we're live, we're back. Thank you guys for joining me. Please let me know if you can hear me this time. I can hear me on my iPad, so we're in good shape, I think. But if you're here, let me know, say hi. All right, let's do this, y'all. Sorry for the delay. I didn't want to start too early, but at the same time, I don't want to start too late. So today, okay, so this is our first Work With Me Wednesday. I am super excited. This has been on the top of my list since Tech Savvy has launched. And basically, I'm just going to be doing something that I would be doing on my own, but you guys are going to be joining me. So today, we're going to be building a web page from scratch. We are going to be building a page using Showit, which is my all-time favorite website platform. That's both my studio and Tech Savvy are built on Showit. And if you're a creative or a small business owner, you really need to check this out. It is amazing and worth every single penny and more. So we're going to be doing that today. And our goal today is we're going to be creating a Instagram landing page. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what that is, I'm going to move that out of the way. When you go to Instagram, please bear with me because I am on a desktop right now. When you're on Instagram and you go to a profile, there's only one link you can put here, okay? So typically it can be a link to your website. Today I made it the link to our Facebook page where our live stream is living. It's not the easiest thing to use because it can't change automatically, right? So we're going to create a landing page on my website that when they click on that link in my Instagram profile, they're given options of what to do next. So visit the blog, check out our resources, subscribe to our YouTube channel, whatever those options may be. So that's what we are doing today, and I'm just gonna walk you through this. Now, the feed that I do have is delayed by about 30 seconds. So if you have questions for me, just drop them in the comments below. I'm gonna type hi to get this going. I do have my iPad over here. Oh, hello, friends. Yay! Okay, my little box was just covering your chat. Please ask any questions you may have as we go, and basically we're just gonna dive in and go for it. So today we have two goals. I'm going to first create the mobile page, mobile first. A lot of us don't realize this, but our users are on mobile most of the time, and you can use some analytic tools to figure out where your audience is. But for this particular use, where Instagram is mostly used on mobile, we are going to start with our mobile page first. We will also create the desktop page because sometimes you might venture on Instagram on a computer like this. So we're not going to ignore it, but we are going to do mobile first. Okay, so other things that I've created some notes just so I know what links I want to add on my page. So I'm going to add a link to my home page, a link to my blog, a link to my resources page, my YouTube channel, to get their free download, their freebie, and then also a link to my Amazon store. So that's where we're going to be. Hey, Parker. So many friends. Oh, I miss you guys. Okay, so let's dive in. So again, I am using Showit. I love Showit. It's probably my favorite tool I've ever used in my business. And I don't say that lightly. I am picky when it comes to my tools. I like having a lot of control over what I can do. And Showit gives me both the best of both worlds. It's easy to use, it's beautiful, and I can really dive into all of those things. So we're going to be creating this landing page here on Showit today. So for those of you who have never seen Showit before, this is what it looks like when you log in. It's an amazing tool. I can literally like click and drag and drop things. So it's pretty amazing. I'm gonna undo that. And you're not gonna find anything better than this. Before I was on Showit, I was on Squarespace. And then before that, I just used WordPress, and it's just been the best switch for my business. So if you're looking for a new website or looking for something to create a beautiful website, this is what you need to check out. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a new page. And again, we're going to be focusing on the mobile panel here. So we're going to hide that desktop version here in a second. So over here in Showit, you have your pages, okay? Now, when I want to create a new page, all I have to do is click on this plus sign and then add a blank page. And then that's it. So we now have the page on our website. This right here, I'm going to go ahead and rename it. So I'm actually going to name this links. And then it also, underneath it, do you see where it says page slug? That is going to be the URL that it's creating on your website. So for this website, it's techsavvycreative.com/links. That's going to be the URL to this page that we're building right now. So looks good to me. I'm going to save it. Now, I am left with this blank slate, completely blank slate. There are a couple things I'm going to add as before I really dive in. One of them is I'm just going to add my header, and I'm also going to add my footer. I want the header to be there because I do want my logo to the website to be there. And also I want my footer to be there because there is some important information like our privacy and our terms and conditions, which I do want to make sure are accessible from this page if needed. So to do that, I am going to use what is called a site canvas. Now a site canvas is basically so each one of these like squares right here is called a canvas. It's just a panel, right? A site canvas is something that's saved to the side that lets me put it on multiple pages. And if I were to change it in one place, it changes it in all of them. So I don't have to go to every single page and change my menu in every single page. So for example, my logo, here's my logo. This is the same on every single page. Now, if I go in here and like, let's say I change this to green, okay? And then I go to my home page, you'll see that it's green. And if I go to my resources page, you'll see that it's green. Because in a site canvas, I have to change it in one place and it changes it on all of them. So that's what a site canvas is. I know that's a lot of information in a very short amount of time. But just to give you an idea of what that means when I say site canvas. So I'm going to go back to my links page. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to add that site canvas to my page. I'll click add new canvas. I'm going to scroll to my site canvases, logo, add. There we go. And I'm just dragging and dropping to move these around. I'm also going to go to add new canvas and I'm going to add, where is it? Copyright and credit. That's where I want the important information to be here. So those are going to be there as well. Okay. So now I'm actually going to hide this desktop version and only show you mobile. So let's focus on the mobile. Now, I'm just going to pull this down. So I think the design I'm going to go for today is I'm just going to use an image as my background, and then I'm going to create square buttons on here. And then those buttons are going to link to different places, right? So again, the places that I want to go to are my home page, blog page, resources, YouTube channel, all of those things that I've named. So that's our general idea here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background of this blank canvas, okay? Again, a canvas is just a little segment on your web page. I can drag and drop these canvases in between each other. So if I were to create multiple canvases and I want to rearrange them, all I do is drag and drop them. It's really convenient. So I'm going to go to Canvas Background. I'm going to change it to Image. And then there's an image on here that I would like to use. I just uploaded, oh, this one. Cool. Maybe not that one. Yeah, we'll use that one for now. Okay, that'll be fine. I'll figure it out later. I use Social Squares for awesome stock images, and they have a lot of like techie things, so I really like them. Maybe I'll just use this one for now. I don't know. I can't decide. So it's really fun though because it's easy just to switch them around and kind of get an idea of what you want to do. We'll use this one. This will work. Okay, so I have my background ready to go, and now I need to create buttons that go on top of this, okay? So to create these buttons, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on rectangle, and then I'm left with this beautiful rectangle. Thank you for giving me exactly what I asked for. And again, I could just drag and drop this however I want it. It's super nice. I try to find like a number. I went over here to the size. I like my numbers to be exact. So, don't really like that. Let's go to 50. There we go. I like that size. And then my height, we'll go 40. All right. So there is a beautiful rectangle. Look at that. If I want to change what this rectangle looks like, all I do is I go to shape style, I can change my colors, I can, give it a border if I want to. Let's think. I don't know, guys, do you have any input on what I should make this look like? I really didn't think about the design part before I dove into this. So let's see, border color. We can do that. I think that'll work. No, not that one. That's a scary color. We'll try that. That looks like a button, right? We'll give that a try. So once I have this here, so this is essentially my button, right? I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be the button for my home page. So now I'm going to add some text to it. I'm going to go ahead and add subheading text right here. And I'm going to say, visit our website. Nice and easy. And now I'm going to change the style. I'm going to go 15. Sure. Now, a tip for you guys using Showit. So do you see how the box is bigger than the text itself? I found it's very helpful to actually make it the same size, because when you're using the positioning tools later, it's a little bit confusing when it's not matching the same size. So I just go ahead and I just drag it to look like it's really close, like that. And then what I can do is I can click on the text and the box, and these alignment options come up. So I can center them to each other, both vertically and horizontally, and poof, there we go. Nice and easy, guys. So now, once I've created the box and I've added the text, I need to make sure this links to where I want it to go. So since this is a web page that's in my Showit website, it's really easy to do. All I do is go to Click Actions, type. I'm going to link to a page, again, because it's on my Showit site, and I'm going to link to home. Okay, I can choose to open it in a new window. I can also choose for it to go to a specific part of that home page, but for this one, I just want it to go to the home page. Now, I also want to do the same for the text. If they click on the text instead of the box, which is possible, I want to make sure that it does the same thing. Okay, ta-da! All right, so that should be that should be it for this button. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click publish, and we're actually going to go test it out. I'm going to, here we go. Now, before I jump over to the actual live website to see what this looks like, I do want to show you that desktop is a mess right now. Like this doesn't look the way that it's supposed to. We will get this fixed again, but I want to make sure that this is working before we do that. So I'm opening a new tab, techsavvycreative.com/links. Y'all are about to hear my doorbell because Amazon is here. Okay, so check this out. It looks funny, right? Because it's not optimized for desktop yet, which is totally fine. However, because Showit is responsive, if I squeeze it down to mobile size, it's going to activate the mobile version. Okay, so let's test. And it takes me to my website. Yes. All right. So now that we know it works, we're going to jump back to Showit, and we're going to fix the desktop side here. Okay, same thing. I'm going to add an image. We can use a different image for this one. Let's use this. I'm going to go top center. There we go. That's just going to bring that down a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Now, remember, I'm going to open up the mobile side also so you can see them side by side. These are the same buttons. Over here on my canvas, when I click on these elements, it's highlighting the same element in both mobile and desktop. So if I delete one of them, it's going to delete the other one. So watch, if I click delete, it took them off of both. Now, if you want something that is just on desktop or just on mobile, you can do that by clicking over here on the element, or right here, you see these little icons. You just click one of them and it'll turn off, so it won't show up on the desktop version. But I do want them on this. Okay, I'm gonna come over here. If y'all have any questions for me, please drop them below. Again, this is all an experiment today. We are experimenting with a new idea. Would love to see what you all think and if this is even helpful for you. Okay. Da-da-da. All right. Jumping over, I'm aligning it to the center and I'm aligning it to vertically and horizontally. Okay. I also want to make sure that this is aligned to the center of the canvas, which it was not. So again, I'm going over to size and position. I'm going to align it to the center. Okay, we're good. And I always double check, click action. When I click, it goes to the home page. Same there. Cool. All right, so now we have our first button created. So now this is where I get to be a little bit OCD. I do like to name all of my canvases and my elements in my canvas. So I'm going to call this links. And then I'm going to say rename button text. This just makes it a little bit easier for me to see what I'm working with later on. Button, just a button. Okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of those, and I'm going to use Command C, and then Command V to paste. I'm going to highlight those, and then I'm just going to like move them down. You see how that moved right there? Click on the mobile, do the same. I'm just using my arrow keys to scoot it down the page a little bit. Okay. So now I want to link to the blog. So I'm going to say check out the blog. Okay. Perfect. Coming over here to make that small adjustment. Check out the blog. Now I just want to make sure that it's linked to the correct place. Because I copy and pasted it from earlier, it's actually linking to the home page like the other button was. So I'm clicking on the button first, page, home. I'm going to change this to blog. Then I'm going to do the same for the text, page, blog. Okay. All right, so that's 2 down. So far, so good. I'm gonna go ahead and click publish. I like to publish as often as possible so I don't lose anything. Hi friends, hi Joy. Okay, I'm gonna jump over here, refresh. All right, progress. If I click on that, it should take me to the blog, and it sure does. Cool. What do y'all think? How y'all feel? So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to highlight the 2, Command C, Command V, and then I'm going to drag these 2 down. I like for them to be in order. Again, that's just an OCD thing of mine. And now I'm going to click over here. I'm going to use my arrow keys to drop it down. Click over here on mobile, arrow keys to lower it. What was our next one? Resources. Our favorite tools. Okay, our favorite tools, that looks to be okay. So this page on my website is called the resources page. So if you go to techsavvycreative.com, menu, it's this page right here. Again, this is a Showit page, so I'm going to click on Click Actions, Page, and then I'm going to select that page. When we link to something that is not in Showit, so for example, YouTube doesn't live on my Showit website, we will be linking to a URL instead of a page. So it's coming down the pipe here. Okay, I'm going to do the same for the text. It's going to go to Resources. All right. Favorite tools, right on, okay. And moving on, doing it again, Command C, Command V, I'm dragging it down because I am OCD, there we go. Our next one is YouTube channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this down. We're gonna come align these here in a little bit once they're all done, oops. But for now, this will do. So if you are trying to move things on Showit, if you just push your arrow keys up and down, it's going to move them 1 pixel at a time. If you push shift and hold or use an arrow key, it's going to drop it down multiple pixels at a time. I believe it might be 10. I'm not sure. Parker might be able to answer that question for us. But yes, it helps you move things around a lot faster by holding the shift key. Okay. So, Tech Savvy Creative on YouTube, maybe? I don't know if I like how that fits. Don't like that. Let's say our YouTube channel. That'll work. I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Now I'm going to click both of those boxes and I'm going to align them vertically and then I'm going to align them horizontally. Same here. I'll pull that out, align vertically, align horizontally. Much better. Now, this URL does not go to a Showit page. So when I click on Click Actions, I'm actually going to change this up this time. It's going to be on URL. The type of link is a URL since we are going somewhere outside of the website. So I'm going to do that, and then I have my YouTube channel link saved right here. Again, Command C, Command V, I do want it to open in a new window. Same thing here. URL, paste, new window. Okay. Everything looks good on this side too. Right. Okay, we're making progress, guys. Making progress. I think we're doing pretty good. I was worried that this was going to take a lot longer, but I think that just really speaks volumes about how easy it is to use Showit. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click my buttons again. Command C, Command V, dragging them to the bottom. Down, 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 down. Okay. Oh, this is get your free checklist. If you haven't downloaded our Declutter Your Tech checklist, you should go download it. There will be a link in my profile on Instagram here shortly. Oh my goodness. Now, going back over here, and I'm making sure that this is visible. I'm going to make this larger. Okay. This one is a Showit page. So I'm going to go back to page and then declutter your tech. New window. Same for the button. The type of link is a page. Declutter your tech. Cool. Okay. Almost there. One more. Copying, pasting. Hi, Bree. So many friends. Okay. And now I'm dropping down. Oops, not paying attention. Clicking over on this side and then using my arrow keys. Okay. Shop our Amazon store. Does that fit? It does fit. Nice. And then I have, again, my link saved over here just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to click on the text first. This type of link is a URL. I'm going to paste my URL in, open it in a new window. Woo! Thanks, Bree. URL, paste, open a new window. Again, when you create these buttons, you want to make sure that you're linking both the button itself and the text. If the user just taps on just the text and it's not linked, it's not going to go anywhere. So you do want to make sure that the button is also, or the text is also linked correctly. Okay, so I think that's all of my buttons that I wanted to create. I think it is, at least for now. We can always add more later. So now I'm going to do a couple of things to spruce up this page a little bit. Now this is a little short for a desktop page, especially when you're like me and you have a giant iMac. So I'm going to do a couple things to the desktop first. I'm just going to show desktop. I'm going to come over here and I'm actually going to add a menu canvas just for the desktop. Right here. Okay, add. I'm going to pull this up to the top. Perfect. Now, I don't want this to show on mobile. I just want it to be on desktop. Typically, if somebody's on this page on my desktop, they're probably not like, they probably have a different purpose than they would on Instagram. So I want them to be able to navigate a little bit easier. So I'm actually just going to keep that menu here on desktop. I'm also going to take this page and I'm going to make it longer, taller. Now you see how all my buttons are kind of squished to the top? What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of them, okay? And now I'm going to center it to the canvas, okay? Again, I'm using these align to canvas buttons. This just makes sure, oops, that everything's lined up. I actually might take them, I'm going to disperse them evenly. So this might get a little bit funky here in a second. So I'm actually just going to take these and move them around a little bit, because I want them to be spread apart a little bit more. I'm going to unclick all the text. So now it's just the buttons that are clicked. And there's this button that says distribute, and it's going to distribute the vertical space here. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy, I have to text you. I have to tell you something. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now once those are distributed evenly, I'm going to come in here. Align, center. Check out the block. Aligning them to each other. Now these tools are a little confusing when you're first getting started. I'll be super honest with you. I click the wrong one all the time. So you'll get used to them. You'll find your favorite ones. I know I always click the vertical one instead of the horizontal one and vice versa. But you'll get there, I promise. Yes! Becca, do you use Showit right now? It's been a while since I've talked to you. I know you were the Facebook queen for a long time. Okay, so publishing. Now let's go back to my mobile website and make sure that this looks how I want it to look. Again, I think these might be okay. I don't know if I really need this to be longer. I'm going to publish this. And then I'm going to go back to my web page here. Links. Oops, not link. Links. Okay. So one thing I don't like here is I don't like how my footer is right here and then it's kind of squished, or like it's squished up. It's not the very bottom. So I'm going to go back to the desktop version, and I'm going to click on this canvas, this main canvas, and then over here on the canvas settings, right now it's set to normal. I want it to be window height. So I want it to always be the size of the desktop. So if it is on a laptop or a giant iMac like mine, it's going to stretch it across, hopefully. Let's try. Sure does. There we go. And that's exactly what I wanted. So desktop looks good. I'm just going to minimize this to make it look. Get your free checklist. Okay, so see how it's kind of squished a little bit? I'm going to go, oh, Becca, hold on, I'm looking at you. Just moved over. Midst of design, loving ease. Yes. I am a huge fan of Showit. And it's one of those things that, like, there's so many things that you can do that it can be overwhelming at the same time. But it's all really good and helpful. So I hope, like, as you venture this, I feel like you'll get more and more comfortable and you're going to love it. You really will. All right, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this and I'm moving it. I'm actually going to squish this back up. I'm going to align it. Just want to make sure that it looks how I want it to look. Ooh, I'm going to do the same thing. Window height. Hi, Mike. Yes, Showit does have a ton of mobile customization. That was a big thing for me. I felt very limited in Squarespace. Don't get me wrong. It's very beautiful and it's easy to use, but extremely limited. And I really like how Showit puts mobile at the forefront of your design. And for Squarespace, that was a little bit harder. But I have not been disappointed by switching at all. So I highly recommend it. They also, Showit does do a trial, so you guys can log in, and I believe it's 14 days. I don't know, Parker, if you're still here, you might be able to help me. But there is a trial, so you can kind of go in here. There's also hundreds of amazing templates that are free. The template that I'm using for Tech Savvy Creative was not a free template. And the one that is used for the studio was actually a custom template. But that was something that I dove into later on in my businesses. The free templates, though, are stunning. So you can really get started and build out a beautiful website very quickly. Okay. So this looks okay, but it's hard to tell because I'm not on an actual mobile device. So I am going to take my phone and I am going to go to the website on my phone, which if you have a website, you should always do this no matter what, because you never know when something looks funny. TechSavvyCreative.com/links. Go. Okay, so here it is. I don't know if you guys can see that okay. So I like how it looks, but I'm having some spacing issues, so I am going to go make some changes. I'm going to shorten this up, and I'm actually going to change this to normal. Let's see. I'm going to bring these up a little bit higher, and I realize I did not disperse these evenly, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so now I'm just clicking on the boxes like I did on the desktop version. I'm going to space them out vertically, so now they're all evenly spaced. I'm also going to center them and center it to the canvas. Okay, now button, center, 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 center. So for those of you who are considering making the jump to Showit, I know for me personally, when I was starting my business, it was one of those things that I was like, do I really need to spend that money? Showit is a little bit more expensive, but I can promise you it is worth every penny. Remember that your website is your corner of the internet, and oftentimes what clients see first. Also, when you purchase Showit, you do have to have your domain, but they provide the hosting. So you're not paying monthly for a hosting plan. You're not paying extra for that type of thing. So something to consider. It does come out to be a little bit more expensive, but again, the benefits 150% outweigh the cost for sure. Okay, so I've removed those around and organized them. I'm just going to test on my phone again. Once this is done, there we go. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. You see? Looks good to me. I'm going to click on my links and make sure they work. Okay, our favorite tools. Make sure all of your links go to the right places. Test, 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 test. YouTube opens the app. Look at that. Perfect. Yes. Okay. So I'm good to go here. Now, I do need to update the page on my Instagram. So that's our next step. So I'm going to go here on my Instagram, edit profile. And my website is TechSavvyCreative.com/links. Submit. Okay, going to my profile. So now when I go here, ta-da, and I can just add and change these however often I want to. But now when I'm posting on Instagram, I can be like, hey, link to our blog is in a profile, a link to our YouTube channels in our profile. It's all in one spot. Bree had a question. So on mobile, when you first open, hold on, I gotta open the comment. Bree's question is, when you first open a page, you have your phone's Safari menu bar at the bottom that changes window height. And once you scroll down, the phone Safari menu bar goes away, making your page jump to fit a new window height. Yes, Bree, mine was just doing that actually. Okay, so what she was saying was, so when, I don't know if I can show this to you very easily. So when you open up the page and it looks like this, and then you scroll so the Safari bar goes away, the page kind of like did a jump. And that was because I had the window height option on for mobile. And what I actually did is I went back here and I changed the canvas height back to normal because I don't like that jump either. And it's not doing it at the moment because I literally changed it a few seconds ago, but I didn't say that when I did it. So I just have it set to normal, and then my initial height is 400 pixels. And again, that's also taking into account that I have a chunk of pixels at the top with my site canvas logo. So does that answer that question for you, Bree? Okay, I'm going to test one more time. I'm going to go to Instagram now and make sure my link is working. Links. Ta-da! Right on. Does this one work? Sure does. Okay. Mission accomplished, guys. I've had this on my to-do list for a while. So, if y'all have any questions, I'll hang out here a little bit longer. Hi, Brandy. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. Hi, Brandy. Anybody have any questions for me? Showit questions? Other questions? Oh my gosh. Brandy, you're making my day. I'm glad that helps a little bit, Bree. I also love that you noticed that too, because I saw it and I was like, oh, that's annoying. But Showit's doing what you're telling it to do, but it doesn't flow well, I think, is the weird thing. Any questions, anyone? Okay. So the goal, I do want to do these at least a couple times a month. I have like other to-dos that I want to work on with these Work With Me videos. I will be uploading this to YouTube. Eventually, this will be on YouTube all the time. I'm going to be streaming it there and sharing it to Facebook instead. But YouTube didn't approve me yet, so I'm still waiting for the YouTube gods to let me do that. So I'm waiting. Hi! Oh, Lindsay, I'm so glad that was helpful. Again, I'm here because I want you guys to become confident. You cannot control technology. Again, like the YouTube thing is just something that was out of my control. But I want to give you the tools, the knowledge, and the confidence to help you navigate these issues. And that's really the magic behind this. You're going to get so much more relaxed. You're going to build a more successful business when this stuff doesn't freak you out. Again, if there's anything, if you have ideas, if you want to see something being done, please send me a message. You can email me at hello@techsavvycreative.com. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. And we'll plan on doing this again soon. Okay, y'all? Again, if anyone leaves any questions in the comments, I will be responding to them there. Excuse me. But for now, I think that's it. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks for hanging out with me today.